Against gender-based violence campaign is here. Under the theme Unite to End Digital Gender-Based Violence in Malawi, the Republic of Malawi will from November 25 to December 10 come together to prevent online abuse, support survivors of online abuse, demand justice for online abuse victims, and promote digital safety and accountability. Let us all join the movement. Remember, the dates are November 25 to December 10, 2025, and the launch will be at Kwisa Traditional Authority Matola in Balaka District on 25 November from 8 o'clock in the morning. The guest of honor at the launch is Honorable Mary Navicha, MP, Minister of Gender, Children, Disability and Welfare. Let us unite to end digital violence against women and girls. Together, let's make a difference. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Gender, Children, Disability and Social Welfare through Luntha Television with support from the Norwegian Church Aid and Dan Church Aid, NCA DCA Malawi.
Holy words long preserved for our walk in this world, they resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart words of life, words of hope. Give us strength, help us cope in this world where'er we roam.
Welcome all, you are watching Luntha TV. Today is Wednesday, 33rd week in Ordinary Time. Our readings will take from the second book of Maccabees. In those days, it happened also that 7 brothers and their mother were arrested and were being compiled by the king under torture with whips and cords to partake of unlawful swine's flesh. The mother was especially admirable and worthy of honorable memory. Though she saw her 7 sons perish within a single day, she bore it with good courage because of her hope in the Lord. She encouraged each of them in the language of their fathers. Filled with a noble spirit, she fired her woman's reasoning with a man's courage and said to them, I do not know how you came into being in my womb. It was not I who gave you life and breath, nor I who set in order the elements within each of you. Therefore, the Creator of the world, who shaped the beginning of man and advised the origin of all things, will in his mercy give life and breath back to you again. Since you now forget yourselves for the sake of his laws. Antiochus felt that he was being treated with contempt, and he was suspicious of her reproachful tone. The youngest brother being still alive, Antiochus not only appealed to him in words, but promised with oath and he would make him rich and enviable if he would turn from the ways of his fathers, and that he would take him for his friend and entrust him with public affairs. Since the young man would not listen to him at all, the king called the mother to him and argued her to advise the young to save himself. After much arguing on his part, she undertook to pursue her son, but leaning close to him, she spoke in their native tongues as follows, dreading the cruel tyrant. My son, have pity on me. I carried you 9 months in my womb, and nursed you for 3 years, and have reared you and brought you up to this point in your life, and have taken care of you. I beg you, my child, to look at the heaven and the earth and see everything that is in them, and recognize that God did not make them out of things that existed. Thus also mankind comes into being. Do not fear this butcher, but prove worthy of your brothers. Accept death, so that in God's mercy I may get you back again with your brothers. While she was still speaking, the young man said, What are you waiting for? I will not obey the king's command, but I obey the command of the law that was given to our fathers through Moses. But you, who have contrived all sorts of evil against Hebrews, will certainly not escape the hands of God. The word of the Lord.
Words will guide us home. Ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words holy words of our faith, handed down to this age, came to us through sacrifice. Oh, heed the faithful words of Christ. Holy words, long preserved for our walk in this world. They resound with God's own heart. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open.
Thank you very much, Sister Esther, for reading for us the first reading of today. Dear viewers, I also welcome you to our program of today of daily reflection, and we are reflecting on the readings of Wednesday of the 33rd week in ordinary time. The first reading was coming from the second book of the Maccabees, and then our gospel of today is taken from the gospel according to Luke. And Luke, we are reading from chapter 19, verses 11 to 28. And let us hear what the word of the gospel today has for us. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Glory to you, Lord. At that time, Jesus proceeded to tell a parable because he was nearing to Jerusalem and because they supposed that the kingdom of God was to appear immediately. He said, therefore, a nobleman went into a far country to receive kingly power and then return. Calling 10 of his servants, he gave them 10 pounds and said to them, "Trade with these till I come." But his citizens hated him and sent an embassy after him, saying, "We do not want this man to reign over us." When he returned, having received kingly power, he commanded these servants to whom he had given money to be called to him, that he might know what they had gained by trading. The first came before him, saying, "Lord, your pound has made 10 pounds more." And he said to him, "Well done, good servant. Because you have been faithful in very little, you shall have authority over 10 cities." And the second came, saying, "Lord, your pound has made 5 pounds." And he said to him, "And you are to be over 5 cities." Then another came, saying, "Lord, here is your pound, which I kept laid away in a napkin. For I was afraid of you, because you are a severe man. You take up what you did not lay down, and reap what you did not sow." He said to him, "I will condemn you out of your own mouth, you wicked servant. You knew that I was a severe man, taking up what I did not lay down, and reaping what I did not sow. Why then did you not put my money into the bank, and at my coming I should have collected it with interest?" And he said to those who stood by, "Take the pound from him, and give it to him who has 10 pounds. And they said to him, "Lord, he has 10 pounds." I tell you, that to everyone who has will more be given, but from him who has not, even what he has will be taken away. But as for these enemies of mine who did not want me to reign over them, bring them here and slay them before me." And when Jesus had said this, he went on ahead, going up to Jerusalem. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. So, dear brothers and sisters, we continue our reflection on the second book of the Maccabees, and also the Gospel of Luke. The last few days we've been reading from these books, and the story of the Maccabees continue, because yesterday we had the story of Eleazar, the old man who was being forced to eat pork and even was told to present meat of his own kind, but he still refused. He stood for what he believed, and he was able to withhold to the end, being put to death in a severe way. Today we see the conclusion of the massacre of the 7 brothers, and the last one is what we hear from today, being encouraged by the king, being promised heaven and earth by the king, so that he turns away from the faith of his fathers, turns away from God. But having been encouraged by the stature of the mother, the man goes ahead, the young man, offers his life, and he resists the king's friendship and the king's promises, and is able to face death. It's quite interesting because looking at these pharaohs from the book of the Maccabees, we ought to learn something, because they were not willing to let down even an inch of their belief. I was asking myself today, for most of us, do we really have something that we grab and hold on and we are ready to die for? Is it there? How many of us have something that we really hold on to and say, for me, for the sake of this, I am ready to face even death? Because really, if we have nothing to die for, do we have anything to live for? If we have nothing to die for, do we have anything to live for? It's a question that each one of us can reflect on. But these heroes from the Maccabees remind us that we ought to stand by what we believe, no matter the circumstances, no matter the challenges that we face. Martyrdom is part and parcel of belief. If we are not willing to die for what we believe, how can we live for what we believe? It's just a shame. It's more or less a hypocrisy kind of way of living. Yeah. So we have to arm ourselves with the gospel, as the song usually tells us, and be ready to face whatever it takes, so that we are ready to face even death for the sake of what we believe, for the values that we cherish. The gospel of today, we hear Jesus telling the parable of talents. 10 people are called and given money, and this man of noble origin goes to receive his kingship. And we told there's embassy sent after him to say, we do not want this man to be our king. Fine. That's the list of what we are thinking about today. But the men who were given the talents is of our main concern today. The talents. As you are aware, you and I have been given talents. So this parable is not far from us, because we know we have all received talents, we have all received graces and blessings from the Lord. Now the issue is not the receiving. The issue is, what are we returning? Okay, having been given and received, what are we returning? What is the return on the investment that God has put in us with his talents? The talents are very unique. Each one gets their own way. Even if they are twins, they never receive the same talents. Each one receives a specific talent that makes the individual very unique. And each one of us must account by ourselves. And so as we come towards the end of the liturgical year, we are reminded that there is judgment. So that's the judgment. Account for the talents that you have been given. I must account for the talents that I have received. What have I done with them? What am I doing with the talents received? Are we going to become like this man, young man, that is hiding the talent and brings it raw as it was given. Say, but why did you not put it in the bank? I would have received my money with interest. The question is, what am I doing with God-given talents? I am supposed to grow it and develop it and account for it. But am I doing it? Maybe not. Is there a chance to improve? Yes. As long as I am breathing, as long as I'm still alive, I have a room for improvement, no matter the circumstances. So, can I pick up the pieces today, grow the talents, and the talents are meant for the salvation of humanity, of the world. Let us not limit it to the humanity, it's salvation of the universe. Promote good in the world. That's the talent that God gives us. If the talent is promoting evil, that is not from God. That's from somewhere else. The talents God has given us promote good and well-being among people. So can we pick up our pieces, grow our talents, and bring to God 100-fold in return to the investment He has put in us? The Lord be with you.